Now back to Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8 a.m. on this Tuesday morning here on Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic, and it's a Tuesday with Amy. Amy Fadool in studio with us. Amy, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
We were having more fun during the break with Harry Callis names.
Yes.
I don't know how we missed Ricky Batalico, considering he'll be on at 2 o'clock.
No, it's fine because he
This
texted
afternoon.
me and he promoted Rico Bronya, so that was his favorite name. So if
Rico
he's choosing
Brony,
someone
Rico
else.
Brony's great.
You just had one, though.
But Ricky Bo
you just say?
is Ricky Bo.
Yeah, you need lots of extra syllables.
is great because he was the name Ricky Bo became in this market. It was probably in Connecticut. It was probably already known, but in Philadelphia, Ricky Bo became Ricky Bo because of Harry Callis.
Sure. Yeah. Ricky Bo, there was Ricky Bo jerseys all over Connecticut before he came to Philadelphia.
Big time beer league.
Trevor Rice chimes in with Desi Relaford, which is a great name. Amy and John did not remember in 2018 his out of nowhere trashing of Philadelphia.
Yeah, you just read it to
I
us.
don't remember that
this
at
is-
all.
He was randomly
Not a
interviewed.
great look.
Like the most random interview. Like who wants to talk to Desi Relaford? Like
Yeah, why were they talking to
I
Desi?
don't know. Like why did Desi? You know what? You know, what'd be a good interview for whatever.
I got it.
Desi Relaford.
You know who I found? People are like, why? Why did you find it?
This is what he had to say about Philadelphia fans. The fans, they were trash. I have some really good friends there, but his fans, oh yeah, they're the worst. It wasn't just me. It's just well known. Not only are they hard, but they're just irrational. They boo just to boo.
That's ridiculous.
I saw them boo Billy Wagner one night because he didn't throw 100 miles per hour. He threw 100 a few pitches in a row. They're all excited. He threw 98 and they booed the bleep out of him. That's a joke, dude. Like
Yeah.
nobody
It's
was
kinda like-
actually angry at
that he didn't hit 100
you idiot.
again. It's kind of like, oh, it's the opposite of a Bronx cheer.
So is he right about Philadelphia fans, though, especially those who are calling Jalen Hurts his year prove it year? 610-632-0975. Amy, that's what we've been discussing this morning.
Yeah, I loved the list of who also did not apparently have a prove it year. There was some strong names
Yeah,
that have a lot of high confidence for no reason.
So honestly, I am okay with the strategy of it. The Eagles clearly want to do this style of offense. The Sean Mannion, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. Is Jalen Hurts the guy that can help this offense go to the next level? The passing numbers have not been good the last 2 years. Like these are facts. But what also is a fact is that he's won every year that he's been a starting quarterback in the NFL. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. He's won a Super Bowl. He outplayed Mahomes in the one that he lost. Like there are a lot of good things about the resume of Jalen Hurts. Where when we talk about prove it year, even though I'm for the strategy, what about those other 20 quarterbacks we talked about? You want to talk about prove it years?
Dak Prescott, prove it year. Walked onto the field. Prove it. There's a lot. There was some wild ones in there. But I think that the way, if you want to look at it as a prove it year, I think the way the Eagles went all in, you look at the coaches that they hired, they're all like former quarterbacks, quarterback coaches, former OCs. These are all guys designed to buy all in and go all in on the quarterback and try to turn things around in a positive way. And objectively, if you look at the last 5 years of Jalen Hurts' numbers, 5 years as a starter, last year is not like a complete anomaly. Like the rushing touchdowns were down. I think they were doing something different. But as far as like still 3,000 yards, still a really good touchdown to interception ratio. The worst one was 2023 when he had all those INTs. It was like 15 or something. What it was. I can't remember. But when you look at his year by year, like people from the outside, if you just looked at his stat line, they wouldn't be like, oh my God, you guys are in real trouble with that quarter.
Correct.
But here in Philadelphia, the proof is in the pudding and in the results and what we see, like the eye test, so to speak. So I just looked at the way that the Eagles hired everybody around Sean Mannion and Sean Mannion's hires that he has made, and Parks and all these guys. These are all former quarterbacks and quarterback coaches and OCs. It's not like they're trying to tinker with anything. They're all quarterback guys. They're all guys designed to help one player and one player alone. And so for it to be a prove-it year, I think that maybe seems strong, but really the way when I'm looking at the Eagles, the way they hired, they're going all in on their guy too. These are all quarterback guys.
Right.
Every coach is a quarterback coach.
And that's what's amazing because, like John's point
Not a passing coordinator.
John at one point called people lunatics that are calling a prove it year, right?
I think it's disrespectful.
Disrespectful is one of the words we're using.
Yeah,
I say you want more out of Jalen Hurts this year is completely understandable. To say prove it year is what you say for some schmo that never has accomplished anything. He's accomplished a ton.
Right.
You could use 3/4 of the quarterbacks in the NFL. I
They
could
would
say
kill
prove
for
a
his
year for.
resume.
Exactly.
Now,
kill
I
for his
wonder if man, now all of a sudden we're using a lot of words, but prove it year for what the Eagles want.
Now, I think that's maybe a little bit more on the button.
Because, he's proven that he can win in the National Football
Yeah,
League.
right.
He won the Super Bowl. So, yes, he can.
I mean,
And
my
let's
God.
face it, in the year
What
that
do
they
they
didn't
want?
win the Super Bowl, he was the best quarterback on the field.
Yes,
There's
he
no
was.
one that doubts that. If they had
Yes.
won that game, he would have been the MVP.
Yeah.
He's had 2 MVP caliber seasons under the Eagles. Legit, he is a contender. There's probably no doubt about it. There's one year there, I think he was in the running, but they really faltered down the stretch. You're like, I don't know if that's a legit MVP.
That's the year
season.
he got hurt at Chicago where he hurt his shoulder.
You're right. So
They
we-
went to the Super Bowl, but he was leading the MVP odds in December.
In December, exactly.
Before he got hit.
I think a prove it year seems a little strong for what Jalen Hurts has done because he's accomplished a lot here. He has won the Super Bowl. He's gotten them to the Super Bowl. He's had tremendous seasons. But as an overall effect on what you expect the Eagles to do with that roster, it's a little bit of a prove me wrong that the offense can score more than 17 points. Prove that wrong.
Well, and
that's
so-
what I think the prove it is.
And so that's why I'm okay with the strategy. All right, because I was saying this earlier, and John, when it comes to economics, you're like one of the first people I would turn to
Yes.
ask questions about
I love economics. Yes, I love that.
John's not wrong in saying if you pay him now, you get ahead of that next big boom.
Yeah.
We know every year the quarterback money just goes up and up and up. So the quicker you pay him, the less you're going to eventually have to pay him. But at the same time, to your point, Amy, the offense has kind of sucked. It sucked last year, all year.
No, last year the offense did
It
suck.
sucked all season long. And the year they won the Super Bowl, we do a lot of revisionist history when it comes to sports. They ran the ball from week 6 until week 18. They said, we are, except for the one Pittsburgh game, they said our best way of winning is by running the football. And, oh, by the way, the defense was so freaking good that they were never really playing from behind. Right? If the Eagles,
exactly.
If the Eagles scored first in 2024, they won the football game because their defense was that good. So when's the last time we saw Jalen Hurts operate a great passing attack? 22?
Beginning of 23?
Yeah, when they were 10-1. So
There was some, the Bills game was a very good game.
Right.
But I mean, there was that was more like a spotty here and there.
and I'm saying consistent.
2022 probably.
I will never say that Jalen Hurts can't win you a football game throwing the football. I saw it in 2 of the biggest games ever, the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl.
Correct.
But can Jalen Hurts throw you to that point all season long? It's been a long time since that's happened. 2022, he threw the ball very well. The connection that he had with A.J. Brown,
It was
unstoppable.
And the highest completion percentage, by the way, passing rating in the center of the field.
Yeah, he was really good.
He didn't throw it as much, so there is some,
Sure.
That wasn't. But when he did, highly successful doing it.
But that was
It's one of those
that was
things.
4 years ago.
I understand, but that's one of those things where Connor we were talking about Oklahoma earlier. I say, I've already seen Jalen Hurts do that. I know he can do that. I've already seen Jalen Hurts what he did at Oklahoma. I know he can do that. Just like that year, that passing year, I've seen him be able to have a high completion percentage in the middle of the field. I know he can do it. It's just a matter of them implementing it and him doing it.
But there's another part to this conversation. Can he do it with less? Because as we progress through this, and if he gets another contract that ups his money, because quarterback value is not going down,
And that is the truth.
he's going to have to do it with less.
Hey, by the way, he's doing it with less this year.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown will not be here. Breaking news, Saturday. A.J. Brown will not be a Philadelphia Eagle. Now, is that
Wait a
why
minute. You made that up. The media's made that all up. AJ wants to be here. He's never said anything.
Is that why they drafted Mekhi Lemon? That could be a tinfoil cap theory.
I don't think you need foil for that one.
That's just reality.
No, but what I'm saying is the organization saying we need these guys around Jalen Hurts? We talked about Josh Allen earlier today. All right, Josh Allen hasn't won squat, but Josh Allen doesn't have to have A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. We've seen him do it without those guys. We have never really seen Jalen Hurts do it without both Smith and A.J. Brown. He did it for 1 year, and they weren't that good. That was his first year as a starting quarterback in the NFL. They were 2-5. They turned to the ground, 2-7. They turn to the ground game, and they get to the playoffs. So Is that why they drafted Lemon? Do they think that he needs all that talent around him? I don't know. That's the Eagles.
Could be.
That's the Eagles.
No, it could be. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that's possible. Why wouldn't you try to set him up with as much as you can?
Oh,
if
I'm
you have
happy
the
that they
ability.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would think
Don't-
that is the spelling out there. That's what the writing on the wall is.
Okay,
to
do you
me.
not think that every quarterback, though, that every GM's trying to do the...
Dak Prescott loved it last year. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens.
That
he
was
loved
actually,
it.
yeah. I mean, that was as soon as you saw when George Pickens went there, well, that's a really good tandem for them because he fits perfectly
Problem
in their
is,
offense.
the Eagles have a defense those teams don't.
Correct.
The
But don't you think
Cincinnati
everyone-
Bengals, they have
Absolutely
no
no
defense.
defense.
Jamar
Don't you
Chase,
think
T. Higgins, no
everyone's
defense.
trying to do that, though? Every GM's trying to set up their quarterback with more talent around them. And
Yeah, look at
everything
Matt
like that.
Stafford. Matt Stafford has everybody.
Matt Stafford has constantly been... And by the way, they called about A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
For Matt Stafford.
Well, because I think they were worried about Mr. Nakua and
Well, they
some
should
of the
be.
off-field stuff.
He's biting
going on.
women and going to
Yeah.
rehab and stuff like that.
Hopefully,
That's the problem.
hopefully that gets figured out. All right.
No, I hope it gets figured out next February. Next
Yeah,
March.
good point.
Figured out next
Well,
March. Yes, next
personally,
March.
I hope he's
Personally,
all
for the
right.
human, I
No,
hope he
figured
figures
out
it
next March.
before.
Yes, get the help he needs. Next March, I hope
Or
it's
10
all
months from
worked
now.
out. Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
Luke, I want you to keep on having a lot of issues for the sake
Yes,
of the Eagles.
next March. No, get it all
Football
figured
season.
out. Get it
Just
figured out.
Take it off.
You guys are so much more compassionate. Next March, I hope he is a changed individual.
All
I
right.
want another Super Bowl.
Amy, one of your coworkers at NBC Sports Philadelphia,
Yes,
the
sir.
great Reuben Frank, may not be in agreement with John Kincaid.
Well, he usually isn't because he doesn't like me, but I love his work, so I have no idea why. But-
So Rube put together his observations of the Eagles' schedule. And the title of the article is "The NFL Schedule Makers Did It to the Eagles Again," about some of the unfair nature of the Eagles' schedule. I'll just read the first blurb because there's a bunch of stats and all kinds of stuff, but this is what he had to write. The NFL schedule makers never seem to do the Eagles any favors, and this year's schedule is really just ridiculous. Giving the Eagles 4 games, including 3 in a 4-game stretch against teams coming off of byes, is just simply unfair. I know it's hard making a schedule, and there are a lot of factors that go into it, but this is just plain wrong, especially coming back from London and facing a Panthers team in a Week 6 team coming off the bye. Now, you mentioned that the Eagles had the opportunity, or you
Yeah, the
heard?
Eagles, no. That, by the way, that is confirmed.
Okay.
A couple of people did confirm it. The Eagles did pass on they could have had the bye after London. They did chose to have it not.
He said not to mention games on Christmas Eve and Thanksgiving Day. Come on, NFL. This is not fair or equitable. I don't think the NFL is purposefully making things difficult for the Eagles, but it sure comes across that way year after year. The NFL always seems to make life as challenging as possible for the Eagles, and they keep winning anyway. John Kincaid is extremely confident, Amy. Did you hear where he believes the Eagles will end up at least?
12-5 is
Well,
the record.
yeah.
That's what I heard.
All the way, though, is you have plans, by the way. Don't make plans for, so if there's kids' sports, it's basketball season stuff, you have plans January 31st for NFC title game weekend.
Yeah, I like that you would think that some Philadelphia sports league would have something planned to opposite an NFC championship or Super Bowl.
That's a good point.
I love it. We're smart around here. There's no youth sports that are going on.
That's a good
So
point.
they wouldn't?
No.
But they screw you over on Mother's Day. So why would I
That's
not?
not a national holiday. That's not the NFC championship.
why would I not
Come
assume
on.
that?
Championship game.
Come
Why would I
on.
not assume
Come
that?
on.
Birds here.
I mean,
What are
come
we
on,
talking
man.
about? I have yet to go to a sporting event for my children on an Eagles
That's
game
exciting.
day.
Okay,
what
good.
do you think of John already? Once again, now he did this 2 years ago, and they won the Super Bowl.
And I got dragged all summer, season long for
We
beginning
appreciate
of the season,
that content during the
and
summer.
then it went in.
Now I will say I was on the front line with John 2 years ago. Not there this year.
I know.
Well, you were on the front line to a point.
I'm wearing the
You were
meat-
not- you were not with me,
John,
though, to the
you've got
NFC
them
title
in the NFC championship
They are
game.
in that game that day.
but you do not know if they are winning that game.
I do not know.
But he's got me
Copy
going that far already.
They're a Final Four team this year.
I don't have that confidence. I have playoffs and division.
I have confidence in this team. The NFC as a whole is pretty tough. I don't know if I'm there yet.
Okay, Andrew
Talk to
went,
me in June.
tell
I'll convince
her where
myself
you-
of it.
Tell her where you went to.
I went at least divisional round. Like
Yeah.
they will make it to the playoffs, and it will not be like last year where they lose in the first round. So they could either get the 1 seed, which I don't think is going to happen, or they win their wild card round match.
Connor, tell her where you went to.
They'll make the playoffs. That's
Did
as
not
far
go
as
any
I'm
wow.
going.
further.
I'm definitely above make the playoffs.
But you're not where I'm at.
I'm not quite there
So
yet.
you're
so
an
I'm riding with
it's
Andrew
like
right
the
now.
Three Little Bears.
By the way,
But I can.
We had the
I
least
can-
amount of votes on our poll that day.
Really?
Yeah. It was like split between those
Either
two.
like barely making the playoffs, or we're going. That's it,
So
baby.
that's
Give us
how
a
I
chip.
know. That's how I know we were the
Isn't that
most
crazy?
logical one.
Isn't that crazy? Like it was, but it was.
That
it was
is crazy.
strange.
That's a crazy split, though.
Yeah, really crazy
I don't know.
split.
By the end of the summer, I might be in the driver's seat
it was
over
like
there.
40-40-20. Like we were just like
Or this, they're like, no.
Isn't that weird? Like it was.
We're either in or we're not.
Yeah.
I was shocked at the way that split out.
I was too.
I was shocked because I did not expect that.
Interesting.
That was really interesting.
I'll have to
So
think on it.
just something to
I'm
look for.
going to deep dive it again. I'm going to, you know who I'm going to look at the schedules. I'm going to look at the Sharp football one. I like that. I love that.
He does a good job.
See,
Love that.
Warren Sharp's got
Yeah,
you
I love
now.
that stuff.
See, there you
Does
go.
a
Locked
good
in.
job. All right, Connor, what's the poll looking like? Poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's strong all 4 hours in the morning for us here on Kincaid and South Tunis. We appreciate Dr. Avedon Appel for that.
Yes, the poll is still up. Our question today is calling the upcoming season a prove-it year for Jalen Hurts disrespectful. 73% of responders are saying yes, 27% saying no.
And that's fair. Now, I just wonder, because I read some of the replies, you guys, screw you guys. The Eagles are the ones doing it. The Eagles are the ones that have not paid him. The Eagles are the ones that reportedly have not even began the conversation.
There's no conversations, yeah.
So it's the Eagles that are quietly setting this up. Hey, man, we have a new offensive coordinator. Passing numbers have been down the
And by
last
the way,
2
I
years.
understand. I understand the Eagles' philosophy
It's
on
just
this.
you wouldn't
as far
do
as,
it.
I wouldn't do it. I would not. But I understand it, and I don't think it's like outlandish. But
You also
again,
look at it from an economic standpoint.
Yeah, I do. I look too much. I always think money, numbers. It's just my deal.
And the way I look at it, Amy, he's going to get paid a lot of money this year or next year. You know what I
Correct.
mean? Like if they rework the deal right now, he'd be one of the top 3 paid quarterbacks in the NFL. If they rework the deal next year, he's going to be one of the top 3
here's
quarterbacks
what I'm
in
going
the
to
NFL.
tell you. Then prepare for this. I don't think if you have to pay Jalen the year after, I think it's going to be really hard to have Carter and Cooper and Quinion. You're going to be crippled. This team's going to be crippled elsewhere, big time. If you're telling me you're getting Carter, Quinion, and Cooper DeJean signed, and we're waiting a year on Jalen Hurts, this team is going to be crippled elsewhere.
So just for context, he's getting 51 per right now.
He's going to get like 60 something.
That was a steal at the time. Remember they made that deal?
Because they did it early, and it was a
just
steal.
like they did Devontae. And
So
AJ.
nobody has – Dak's the only 60 guy, and I still can't believe they gave him all that money.
Well, it's because they did it.
Well, they waited too late.
They waited too
Right.
late.
They didn't know their
to.
option. That's how.
But so here are your quarter. It's 60 for Dak, which is stupid. Burrow, Allen, Love, Lawrence, all with 55. When did they get their extensions?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Goff is 53. Purdy just got one at 53.
That's wild.
Herbert 52.5. Lamar
Also
52.
wild.
Hurts 51.
I'm telling you.
Is Jalen surpassing 60, or is he going to be
Easily.
57.5?
Easily. No, he's going to get 60.
I think it'll be just under 60.
I think it'll be under 60.
Well, when are you getting it?
Whether it's this year or next
If
year.
it's this year, he's under 60.
I think next year.
It's
I
it's
think
under
even
60.
next year.
Oh, I don't.
I think people look at some of those numbers and think,
Because remember, the cap's going up.
right.
So there's no way he's going to be under 60. If you wait a year, he's not going to be under 60.
I think a lot of other positions demand a lot more money than they did maybe a couple years ago. Like running back, even 5 years ago, was I don't want to say a throwaway number,
Right, but some
it
guys
was
are
not,
starting to get paid again.
Exactly.
Because it's once again a valuable
Correct.
position.
So you're seeing some of the other numbers climb up. Obviously, we always have known edge, but edge has really gone through the roof. Linebacker has come up a lot more. When you look at how I look at it is I look at what the tags are, because the tags are always, if you get tagged as a player, it's the average salary of the top 5 or whatever it is.
That's why the Eagles never do it, because they're
Exactly.
smart to never do it.
So you can really get hamstrung by that. But that gives you a good sense of where those positions are valued and how they're valued across the league. If you look at it, they're all up significantly. Positions that hadn't been up: running back, linebacker, cornerback.
Yeah.
So that's that's not just an Eagles thing. That's across the league. So if there's another team out there that wants to pay Jalen Hurts $60 million, you'd have to look at the rest of their salary. Just to your point, John, about paying Jalen Carter and Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Inner X team here.
Jalex Hunt.
They're going to have to pay their guys all of those things too. So do the other teams have the same level of talent? No,
I don't think they do.
Yeah. You never know because Jalen Phillips got a lot of money. So
yes,
people get money.
He got paid.
This is wild.
Big time.
Think about that number.
It is an
Think about that number.
conversation.
Talk about how much the edge gets now. Think about that number. Jalen Phillips is a great player, but 30 plus mil?
That's way too. I didn't even want to do it. I love Jalen Phillips. All right, coming up next. For those of you who are complaining about the Eagles' schedule, Reuben Frank clearly not happy with what the NFL did to the Eagles. Let me be the first to tell you it could be worse. And maybe we're telling A.J. Brown this, too. It's Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. If you want to see their wonderful faces, check out youtube.com/975 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincaid and Sal Tunis coming your way now.
All right, it is 8:30 here on Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic, talking about Jalen Hurts and the quiet prove-it year that the Eagles are setting up. Do you agree with the strategy by the Eagles? We'll check the Davis Honda text line in a moment at 610-632-0975. It is a Tuesday with Amy. And Amy, in a few minutes, we'll talk about the latest out-of-nowhere reporting about A.J. Brown that does not involve the New England Patriots. I guess they're kind of involved because they're associated to everything A.J. Brown related, but there's apparently new teams in the mix. Now, I wonder if part of the new teams are because A.J. Brown looked at the schedule that the Patriots have this year to start the season. So we are talking about the Eagles' schedule. Or not we, currently, but Reuben Frank wrote the article about how the NFL didn't do them any favors. What was the biggest thing about the Patriots last year?
Easy schedule.
Easy schedule.
And they had a tremendously easy schedule.
Yes, they did. Their first 4 weeks that they have is this punishment for Vrabel Rossini, 610-632-0975. Super Bowl rematch on the road in Seattle.
Where they were uncompetitive in the Super Bowl.
At home, week 2 against the Steelers, that should be a win because I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers. Then they got the Jags on the road and then Buffalo on the road. That's 4 tough. Even the Steelers are a tough opponent. Rodgers, I don't fear, but the rest of that team is actually pretty good.
Right, defensively.
It's why the Steelers are in purgatory because they win just enough. That's a rough start to a season for any team, especially where there's a lot of talk about just how real they are. Playing those first 4 games in New England, who knows where they're at? They could be 1-3 to start the season.
Could be.
There's a lot going on right now with the head coach.
Couldn't happen to nicer people.
You know, we'll see how that plays out. So, Amy, out of nowhere, Jason LaConfort is going, yeah, by the way, Jacksonville, don't count them out.
Right.
Like out of nowhere. And who'd you mention earlier, Johnny?
The mystery team.
There's mystery.
Now, that the NFL Live saying yesterday, there is a mystery team, and they're an AFC team.
I love the mystery teams.
And I wonder if it's Howie.
Could be. Just saying mystery team.
Mystery. Ooh.
That saying that
Spooky.
he wants Jacksonville here and that there's another team and he wants New England. Well, I would love nothing more though, Amy, to see that he goes anywhere but New England.
Jacksonville makes sense if they want to really kind of go all in, so to speak, what we were talking, kind of alluding what we were earlier, and prove that was not a fluky. Like Liam Cohen, tremendous offensive mind. We know that. You knew that going in. And maybe he's finally the one that unlocked Trevor Lawrence as far as a full season.
They also have the Travis Hunter situation where he's going to be focusing mainly cornerback this year. And
just on defense.
It's like, oh, wait.
So now you have
need a wide receiver.
You need somebody pretty dynamic out there catching the ball. If we would like to really see if this is not a one-off with Trevor Lawrence.
Prove it year.
Yeah, another prove it year. Or not, who knows, depending on who you say. So it'll be interesting to see because that would actually make a little sense to me. For Jacksonville,
I would love
mystery team though.
I want to see it though.
Make it be the Colts.
Just run up the price, but I would love
Colts
to see
just
him
paid
go.
Alec Pierce stupid amount
that's
of
what
money.
I mean.
I want AJ going
here,
anywhere but New England.
Because you think that he would be successful there? Or
no, I just want him to be.
That's
screwed.
where he wants to go.
I want him to be screwed.
I wonder if one of the
exactly. So you don't want him. You want him to go somewhere where he's not.
Where he's more unhappy.
I wonder if maybe if there is a mystery team. I still look at the Chargers as a team. They popped up randomly this offseason. They have Ladd McConkey, who I know they really like. He's a talented guy. Yep. And then Quentin Johnston, who had horrific dropsies 2 years ago. Not last year, but 2 years ago. And then they just have a bunch of guys. Like,
their quarterback's just a guy for me.
Yeah. Do they want to prove
People
it?
love that guy.
They love him.
There's a lot of people that love him.
He's a prototype, the measurables, the arm strength, but he doesn't win, and he literally pees himself. Any big game, he pees himself.
Well, maybe he'll prove it.
Even the game when Hurts threw 4 interceptions, they what was it, 22-19?
Yeah.
Like that was like
we're there for the taking, guy. They're literally serving it up to you on a platter, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
Justin Herbert doesn't stink, but Justin Herbert doesn't win all that much.
Just a guy. Jag. Just a guy. Coach Lynham says that. Jag. Just a guy.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of, quick aside, I get a text message last night at like 10:43.
Coach is up watching?
Coach is locked into the game,
I
baby.
guarantee it.
Locked in.
What, by the way, is that's the NBA Finals? Can we all agree?
I mean, it's going to be I knew it would be a good series. I don't think that. I thought game one would be a double overtime thriller. Victor Wembanyama's hitting 28-foot shots to tie the game.
If the Knicks win in 5.
But that's the NBA.
I'm sorry. 11:07, Coach.
Oh,
wow.
Great.
What a game.
If that series goes deep and the Knicks win in 5, maybe the fresh legs thing helps.
Yeah, I wouldn't count the Knicks out. They're playing really good basketball right now.
Well, they haven't played in a month.
That's true.
I don't know how that they would match.
That's what happens when you sweep.
They would match up with either the Thunder or the Spurs. I don't know how they
would not beat.
match up.
There's no way that the Knicks are beating one of those teams 4 times.
No, I don't think so either. But I don't think it would be a gentleman's sweep or Thunder in 5 or Spurs. If this series goes deep, I think the Knicks handle the Cavs pretty well. I don't really believe Cleveland's going to do all that much in this series.
I like Cleveland's front court.
Yeah.
That's about it. I like Evan Mobley and
like you said,
Jared
John.
Allen.
The Western Conference Finals will be the
NBA
series.
Finals.
Will be the series.
And if last night's anything,
what a game.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Shawnee's like, come to me because kids are off school today, election day, and in service or something like that. Can I stay up? I was like, buddy, it's 10 after.
Too late to stay up.
It's 10 after 11.
Yeah, at some point,
you need to sleep
you
at
gotta
some
go to
point.
bed, buddy.
It was like 10:55. It's going to overtime. I'm like, you're not staying up for overtime.
Coach Lynham would start texting him instead.
Exactly, Coach. Let me keep you up to date here, kid.
All right, what do we got on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington.
This texter says they're 48 years old and disagrees with John's premise on the take here
So
for Jalen
is that
Hurts.
X? Is that Gen X?
He's Gen X.
All right.
He says, I couldn't disagree with you more. Jalen has had one elite year, 2022, and since he's trended backwards, so I need a quarterback that can throw in tight windows, throw people open, and throw all over the field, including the middle of the field. Hurts has been picked up by the talent around him.
Okay, so he has to tell me then, so at the end of this year, he's willing to say, I am going to go into the quarterback claw machine, try to find the only big name for free agent quarterback is going to be Baker Mayfield, or draft somebody. And that person's going to tell me that with the Eagles set up like they are, with this young defense, with everything all set up, that they're better off just starting over a quarterback. That's freaking nuts.
Hey, Kyler Murray will be available.
That's nuts.
Matthew Stafford at 47,000 years old will be available.
We said Rodgers earlier. Don't forget Rodgers.
Yeah, Rodgers.
Speaking of old.
Rodgers will be available.
Russ Wilson's still out there somewhere, probably.
Stop.
It's so dumb.
Hey, we're just saying names.
It's such a dumb. It's such a dumb strategy.
out there somewhere.
Eli,
what are we doing?
Eli Stowers, former quarterback.
Just like naming humans.
Maybe
Diego Pavia.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
By the way,
Stop it.
What are the Ravens doing?
It's a flyer. I don't know.
Yeah, but then they gave him a contract.
Yes, that's what I.
What's that contract look like?
See, that's what I don't really
Is
understand.
that a real contract, or
Yeah,
is
but
it
at
like
first
we can
it was-
cut you?
At
And,
first, it was let's bring him in. Now it's here you go.
is it a real contract?
Probably not. They could probably get out of it.
I need to find.
No,
that
they
out.
did. They
Is it a real one?
No, it's not one of those ones that they can't get out of.
Okay. I mean, this is.
But but it is. He's going to get some money if
For-
they do get rid of him.
for as long as. Listen, I'm not a big giant Ravens fan. I do not like them as a team, whatever. But I think it's a very well-run organization. I've experienced covering them. I think that they do a lot of really things really well. It would surprise me if they gave him a legit contract.
He's averaging $1 million a year over the next 3 years.
Sure, he is. And when they cut him, he's going to get $7.
Zero dead cap hit, according to
So that lets you know
Spotrac.
that there's no guarantee. It's just that's a hey.
Yeah, it's not.
We had some money laying
I'm
around.
not really believing in the Pavia love all that much. All right, what else you got on the text line, Connor?
All right. We also have a check-in here from Bruce, who is 37, and says John is 100% correct on his take of Hurts. Period. End of conversation. Next topic.
Period.
Oh,
No wiggle room
Period.
there.
can you analyze as to why? Or is it just period?
It's
end
No,
of-
period. End of discussion. Next topic.
Wait a minute.
notes.
What don't you understand
We're
about
at a top-
period,
we're-
end of topic?
We're at. Damn it, we're out of topics.
Middays with Marks comes to you right
Middays,
next.
yeah, exactly, dude. Like this. That's it. Like I guess that'll be it for the show today.
But for some people, it is as easy as just like open and shut. No, he's won a Super Bowl. He's gone to 2.
I mean, it just is. There's such a. But as I've said before, and we've talked about it, I believe anything that Jalen Hurts has accomplished here would have been accomplished by Donovan McNabb.
Yes.
And I don't think that
the
is
talent.
disrespectful. I do not think that is disrespectful to Jalen Hurts. And I don't think that is a diss on Jalen Hurts. That is how much respect I have for what Donovan McNabb accomplished with absolutely ham and eggers.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Hurts, for the detractors, you're right. Jalen Hurts has had a lot to work with.
But, I mean,
A lot to
yeah,
work
there we
with.
go.
And so we'll see. Is
Yeah.
Makai Lemon
Name the
close to
top
A.J.
2 wide
Brown?
receivers that.
I mean, James Thrash.
T.O. for a year.
Oh, what a year it was, wasn't it?
And they got
What a
to
year
the,
it was.
they got to the
Exactly.
Super Bowl.
I mean,
Wow,
unbelievable.
shocker.
Oddly enough, you give a guy one receiver and he goes all the way to the Super Bowl. Other than that,
Oh, God.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I
It's
love
about
that
Fred
everybody's
X.
first name is always James Thrash. Poor James Thrash. I swear, if you ask anybody, just think of the first receiver that Donovan McNabb had. James Thrash. Nine times out of 10 is going to be the first name.
It should be Freddie Mitchell.
Yes.
Because if you look at that draft, you're going, oh, my God, how did you miss?
How
I
did
think Chad Johnson was in that draft. There was numerous wide receivers that went in that draft after Freddie Mitchell where that could have changed
Right.
everything.
Complete
for
Could have
the
changed
Eagles.
everything. Correct.
Freddie Mitchell, 25th overall. Reggie Wayne went 5 picks later.
oh, my God.
Oh, my.
Chad Johnson
Oh,
was
my God.
early in the second
Oh,
round.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was Chattanooga? Where'd he go?
Tennessee, Chattanooga,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Chris Chambers, great NFL Street player.
Oh, yeah.
NFL Street Volume 1 with Ricky Williams on the front. For
Ricky
those
Williams.
For those
Dolphins
of
were
you who
nasty in
know.
that game.
Oh, absolutely, man. I was about to take. Jalen Hurts could have played well in that offense, too. That's a joke, guys. Kind of. All right, coming up next. Kind of. Coming up next, the one major issue with this Eagles schedule that we've talked about is the 4 opponents that are coming off of byes. Did you know that the NFL is doing a little crisis management tour with that?
Really?
I'll tell you what next. Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. 97.5 The Fanatic and 97.5thefanatic.com. Andrew, John, Connor, Kincaid and Sal Tunis, Philly Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It is 8:47 here on Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, did the Eagles get handed a raw deal with the 4 opponents coming off of byes that the Eagles will have to face, 3 of them in a 4-game stretch? I say yes. Like, I believe that's not right.
Why do you believe, though, that they got like what?
I don't think they did it to screw the Eagles.
No, but why do you believe it's? Do you believe it's a huge advantage?
I believe that any team coming off of a bye has an advantage. Just at any point, your body's fresher. Right now, look, if you're the 1-15 Raiders, not so much.
Okay.
But any team that is 500 or above has playoff expectations coming off a bye. I would imagine they're the favorite in most games because of the whole coming off of a bye thing.
Okay.
Do we agree? Disagree?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
Would
I
they,
think
would they
be
be
close.
the favorite in the game? Are they the favorite in the game though because of the extra rest or because of the bye? Or are they just favored in the game because they're the better team?
they could be the better team, but I'm sure the bye. Hell, the bye's an
I don't
advantage.
think any
Yes.
team
Is
ever
the
gets
bye an
favored
advantage,
because
yes
of a
or
bye.
no?
Yeah, but I don't think any team has ever gets favored because they go, oh, well, they're coming off a bye, so now make them the favorite.
I don't think you make them the favorite, but if all things are considered equal, wouldn't you give a little bit more deference?
Yeah, it might move a point spread by a point. It might.
Yeah.
But I don't think it ever makes a team.
Do we all agree that coming off of a bye, teams are in a better position?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
We all agree that.
Yes. That you're in. Would you rather? Would you rather?
Yes.
Would you
I'd rather be coming off a bye than not. Yes.
But I don't think the data is going to back you up, though.
Well, let's talk about it because that's what's being brought up. So
correct.
The NFL, after the schedule was released, apparently had like this extremely long call with people that cover the league and teams involved and all, like, as explaining why the schedule broke the way that it did. It was a 100-minute long conference call with reporters. It happened this past Friday. So the schedule released Thursday night.
Sure.
Friday morning when we're doing the show, there's reporters talking to the NFL. And there's a guy by the name of Mike North. Is it the same Mike North that does radio in Chicago?
I don't know if it was Mike North, but he does still do stuff. So
all right, yes. Mike North is the NFL Vice President of Broadcast Planning. So he was the guy.
No, it's not him.
All right, so there's
That's
just two people. There's
Mike
just
North
two people
is retired.
All
No,
right.
Mike North is retired and does gambling stuff.
Okay, so there's two Mike Norths out there.
Yes, it's not Mike.
So Mike North, who is the Vice President of Broadcast Planning for the NFL, said that the league has shown that there is no extra advantage to having the week off.
And that is statistically, Warren Sharp would back it up. It has been proven.
So I have
It's wild to me. Like,
every team's historic record post-bye in front of me.
I know what Andy Reid's record is.
Now,
Yes.
I will say of 18 teams, now remember Houston came in pretty late in this. Of 18 teams, they had a plus 500 record post-bye.
Sure.
Then there's two teams that are exactly 500, Washington and Jacksonville. And then the rest of the slate have finished below 500. Now, the teams that have finished below 500, some of them are historically bad.
Uh-huh.
Just throwing that
And
out
some of the
there.
ones who are the teams that are above are historically good.
So
Right.
they benefit because they're probably good anyway.
Well, they're just always good.
So I don't know. Like, I get it. Maybe I'm making too much of it. I don't think the NFL did it to screw over the Eagles. I think they did a schedule and then somebody said, wow.
Yeah,
That doesn't look right.
That's kind of strange.
Correct.
But that sucks. Like, I think
It's just one of those things.
sucks.
Yeah,
I think we got iteration. I think they said we got iteration 118 or something of the schedule.
Yeah, I mean, there's the
Like they went,
algorithm that goes into these things is very, very.
They didn't say let's screw the Eagles. They just said,
No.
oh boy, and then it comes out and they're like, oh
Well, also
God.
we're in a town where there's other stuff going on. The algorithm that it has, or the whatever, the computations that need to go in for an Eagle schedule is not going to be the same that goes in for Green Bay.
Right. They don't have as much competition for the stadium complex, things like that come into play.
Right. Now, last year, teams coming off of a bye actually finished under 500.
It's not.
13 and 15.
It is the most talked about thing that means nothing. It doesn't. You'd rather
Statistically, it
have
doesn't
it.
mean anything, but
you'd
yeah,
rather
you'd rather have
it.
it.
But history would tell you. Warren Sharp has a video on this.
I got you.
Where he goes. It's the most hyped thing that people talk about that doesn't.
Is it
mean anything.
overhyped, though, that 3 in 4 games, in a 4-week stretch, 3 games, teams are coming off of a bye?
Would you
I don't
rather
think
have
that's
it?
overhyped.
Would you rather have it?
Well, no, that's
you would rather
but
not face teams that are all rested facing you, but
3 in 4 games?
No, you
That
wouldn't want it.
sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like every week you're having a team that just came off some rest. I would think that's
That
a little
sucks.
much.
They can
That
pack
sucks.
a punch a little bit more than the other teams
yeah, you
would.
wouldn't want that. No, you don't. You don't want that.
Yeah.
So we're on
Absolutely.
gauntlet watch for that stretch?
Gauntlet watch.
No, Gauntlet Watch is at the end. They legitimately do
Yeah.
have a
Do you
gauntlet.
think it's?
Yeah,
You think
with
it's
the
a gauntlet?
Niners
Tell
in
me
there.
about it. Tell me about what you guys see as the gauntlet.
I would say that the Gauntlet.
Because I do
Starts
not
Thanksgiving?
believe. I don't
is-
believe there is one.
No, because I don't. The
'cause
Arizona
the
game
Arizona
gives them
game's
the
in there.
buffer.
Correct. So the Arizona game rules out a gauntlet there. So you can't have anything start before Arizona. So, let's go on
Indy,
further.
Seattle, Houston, San Fran.
I
is,
do not
is
think-
the Gauntlet of the schedule.
Really?
Seattle,
Indianapolis-
Houston, San Fran for me. Those 3. I don't know the Colts. Daniel Jones, I'm not a big believer. Prove me wrong.
I called them fraud watch all last year.
yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now. If there is a game in that end of that season stretch that I would bet right now, the on paper, Seattle Texans 49ers looks like a really bad 3-week stretch. But I'm going to say right in the middle of that sandwich is going to be the most distracted team that arguably has potentially ever played in the NFL. The Texans on the road on a Christmas Eve is a terrible place to be. They're going to play. By the end of that game, the announcers are going to be saying "Merry Christmas."
Oh,
they're going to be. That is.
They always say Merry
young
Christmas
guys
at the end of
away
the
from.
game?
No, but young guys away from their families,
Yeah.
away from their little kids are back home. Their wives are not going to be happy.
So that's a W.
That is it. Oh, absolutely.
I think
Connor,
it's probably
Connor right now.
Yeah, we've already.
I'd place
Did
the
this,
house.
you weren't even
on,
here.
I'd place
I
the
know, I missed
house
You weren't even
on
here.
it.
Yeah, I think the
On that
Texans
one.
will win that game. Texans defense is very good. I do think these guys none of them have never not been away from their homes on a holiday. I don't know that affects them in the way that it would really override anything. I think the Texans lose that game because the Eagles are going to be a better team and CJ Stroud is not that good of a quarterback.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I put a lot of stock into. They'll probably travel with them. Like I have a friend who married to like a really, really low level player a number of years ago. And she just went with them with the kids and they made Christmas wherever they were.
If there was a parent, like as a parent, is there a more important parent night than Christmas Eve?
I mean, I've worked on Christmas Eve probably.
But as far as the beat, like
10
for
years.
being around kids, though, that is like the
5
most.
years.
It
5
might
years,
be
that's
the
my
most
Christmas.
important night of the year.
Sure.
With
But then
kids.
again, if they make the trip with their families, 4
I don't
seasons.
think they're bringing the. Hey, kids.
Santa goes to
I
the
think
4
they-
seasons.
Yeah, but you're not with your kids. You're still not with. Their kids are at the Four Seasons. They're not with their kids.
Santa will take care of it. He's magic.
You're waking up
They're
Christmas
not-
morning.
Yeah, but the parent doesn't do anything on Christmas Eve. Santa does.
Yeah.
I understand, but you're still with your kids. You're around the Christmas tree. You're opening presents. You're
That's
putting the
Christmas
kids to
morning.
bed. You're putting the kids to bed. You're reading the Santa
Those
Claus.
$1 million contracts
Yeah.
help too.
It's terrible. I understand.
Bring the
Christmas
parents
morning.
along.
I'm telling you right now, the most distracted team in the NFL will be the Houston
buy
Texans Christmas Eve.
All right,
Away from it.
Coming up next, we'll get back to everything we've
And
been
it's
talking
terrible
about.
they're playing that game.
Also, Amy, we got to talk more about Magic Mattingly. We've not gotten your thoughts on yet another Phillies win. John Kincaid's wondering, is Dave Dombrowski smiling right now? It's Kincaid and Sal Tunis, 97.5, The Fanatic.